Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law.
You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Fabian Mayer is suing Parker Sterner in the amount of $2,370. Mr. Mayer claims Mr. Sterner failed to repair his apartment's balcony before he moved in, and as a result, his car was damaged. Mr. Sterner claims Mr. Mayer was being irresponsible and didn't take care of his own property or the rental property.
All rise. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do. I do.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you. You may be seated. In the matter of Fabian Mayer versus Parker Sterner, this is a landlord-tenant matter. You're suing him for $2,370 for injuries you sustained on the property. So tell me about it.
Yes, Your Honor. So, first off, I found this house apartment to rent. I'm going to the University of Michigan. I was a freshman when it happened, and what happened was I was locked out of our house. It was 4 a.m. I was doing an all-nighter of studying because finals are that week, and I had a final at 9 a.m. Instead of calling Mr. Sterner to come let me in, I noticed our doors were open on the balcony. So I climbed up the balcony.
What do you mean you had roommates?
Correct.
How many?
2.
2 roommates? Okay. So if 2 roommates were there, why were you locked out?
Because I'm assuming they were in the library as well. We didn't really talk to it after, but they weren't home, and it was finals week, so that's pretty much.
Okay, you arrive home. Mm-hmm. You have 2 roommates.
Correct.
You don't have your key.
Right.
So you went to the door first?
I went to the door. It was locked. I even walked back to the library to check. No key there, so I went back home, noticed our balcony doors were open. So I climbed up on the balcony, and when I was climbing, I noticed the balcony was starting to come undone, starting to give me a little give. And I was already too high to turn around, so I just had to go for it. And as soon as I got to the top, the balcony fell onto my truck.
Where was your truck?
It was parked underneath the balcony.
So this balcony was made of wood?
It was made of wood, Your Honor, and we let him know before we moved in that the balcony needed to be repaired. And he didn't even repair it when we moved in. It took him 3 months to even repair it, and what he did was he slapped paint on the balcony and said he repaired it.
Okay, so you told him it needed repairing before you moved in.
Yes.
After you moved in, he repaired, but you say he really didn't repair, but he says he repaired.
Correct.
Okay,
He
and you
slapped
don't have
paint
any
on
proof
it.
that he did repair it, right?
We don't, we don't have any proof that he did repair, but he did slap paint on it, and he called that repaired.
Okay.
And he did it when we were all gone, and it took him 3 months to repair it.
Okay.
Repair it.
And do you have any pictures of this balcony and you climbing up, or the fall and your truck? Why is your truck parked underneath the balcony if you knew the balcony was weak and unstable? That's what you said.
Correct.
Why is your truck parked underneath it?
That's where I like to park my truck, Your Honor.
Why? Aren't you worried that the balcony, in its weakened state and it's so raggedy, may fall down and damage your truck?
I mean, I didn't really expect the balcony to fall apart onto my truck.
But it's weak.
I didn't think of it. I just like my truck in clear view, and I like to park my truck under the balcony so I can see it.
Oh, are there parking stalls available?
There are parking stalls available.
For each tenant?
For each tenant, yes.
Okay. And that, I take it you would have to walk a little bit.
Yes, it's not too far of a walk, but correct.
Not convenient to you.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I know where you're coming from, but...
You do?
I do. You're trying to say that, yes. I'll just...
I don't try to say anything. I come on out and say it.
Right. So,
I'm not one of those to beat around the bush. Mm-hmm. I'm very direct.
Okay.
I'm not trying to say. I'm trying to get you to understand and to say it yourself.
So, yes, Your Honor, I parked under the balcony.
Mm-hmm. This raggedy balcony. So now you want him to pay you for what?
The damages to my truck for the balcony falling.
Where's your auto insurance? Where's your auto insurance?
They didn't cover the damages.
Why not?
They said that they weren't, that my plan didn't include something accidental.
Collision?
No, it included
Comprehensive? Whatever, they didn't pay for it.
Right, right. I'm not sure on the insurance terms, but they didn't pay for it. As well as he kept my security deposit after we moved out.
Let's do one thing at a time. So the damages to your truck and insurance wouldn't pay, and so how much was that?
The damages to my truck were $1,370, and the insurance deposit that he kept after I moved out to fix his balcony.
The insurance deposit, you mean the security deposit?
Correct.
Okay,
Sorry.
so talk to me and tell me that you moved. You didn't tell me that.
So after we moved out, I was supposed to receive my security deposit of $1,000, 30 days, no later than 30 days, and 60 days after almost, he mailed me a letter saying he kept my security deposit to fix the balcony that he should have fixed before I even moved in.
Was that the security deposit for all of you?
That was just my part of the deposit, $1,000.
Wow. And he charged you a $1,000 security deposit?
Correct.
College student, huh?
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
We have 8 designated parking spots that are conveniently located, but he insists on parking his truck there anyways. With regards to the balcony, I fixed that balcony myself several months prior.
on it.
You weren't.
Okay, excuse me, sir. I gave you an opportunity to talk. You told me that he put paint on it. Did you expect him to say that that's all he did?
Sorry.
Huh?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Justice with Judge Mablean. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Fabian Mayer, who is suing Parker Sterner for $2,370.
All right, so this is the damage to your car,
Correct.
your truck. Where is the balcony in this scene? Or it's not there?
That was after the truck was towed.
Oh. So do you have any pictures of the damages to the balcony? Is this the balcony?
That's what we took, showing the termite damage to the balcony. And if you can see, if you look at the top left corner, I mean, he painted literally just in the cracks and threw some paint on it, saying he fixed it. And you can see all the damage. I actually had my parents come over after the balcony fell, and my dad actually pointed out that that was termite damage.
Okay. All right, what do you have to say, Mr. Sterner?
Your Honor, let me just start off by saying, I've been doing this for 22 years.
Oh, Lord, here we go. And
I've never had anything this ridiculous happen in my entire career.
you've been fortunate.
Because no one says anything. You prey on college students.
Oh, come off of it.
And let me just start off by saying he has not, by any stretch of the imagination, been the perfect tenant. We're talking, these fellas, they're over there drinking every night till 3 or 4.
You're not over there every night. How you know what they're doing every night?
Because I talked to some of the other tenants.
Oh, I don't
in the
want to hear it.
building.
You work there. Go on, move on to something else.
With regards to his truck being damaged, I told him not to park that truck there anyways because it's a fire hazard. We have 8 designated parking spots that are conveniently located, but he insists on parking his truck there anyways. With regards to the balcony, I fixed that balcony myself several months prior.
on it. That's
You weren't.
Okay, excuse me, sir. I gave you an opportunity to talk. You told me that he put paint on it. Did you expect him to say that that's all he did?
Sorry.
Huh?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Now tell me what you say you did in terms of the balcony.
In terms of the balcony, I fixed it
When?
about 3 months prior to this incident.
3 months prior to the incident?
Yeah.
Before he fell?
Before the balcony fell apart, yeah.
All right. So when were these pictures taken? Before or after of the balcony?
That was after the balcony fell, Your Honor.
After the balcony fell.
Yeah, that's the corner of the balcony. The middle part of the balcony fell off. The corners were still intact.
Okay.
I'm not even sure if those pictures are...
I can't really. Will, you want to hand it to him and see if he recognizes anything? I don't know. All right. So why didn't you refund his security deposit?
Well, right in the lease, Your Honor, it says, maintain a healthy and clean living space, and any damages will be taken out of the security deposit.
How do you assess the damages between him and there were two other guys living there?
Because I had one of them actually called me and said that, they witnessed him climbing up on the balcony at 4 in the morning because he was too cheap to call me up and have me come out with a replacement key. Or to let him in.
Say that again?
He was too cheap to allow me to come out and let him in the middle of the night. Because you got to understand, Your Honor, he's locked himself out of there 3 times already.
How far do you live from the campus?
Only a few miles.
But I never heard you say I went to the front door and knocked and none of my roommates were there.
But I did, Your Honor. I checked. No one was there. I knocked and I couldn't get in.
And you were aware of this, what you call weak, totally inept balcony, were you not?
Well, I thought he repaired it. Because we pointed it out.
You just said, he didn't. You said he called himself repairing it and all he did was slap paint on it.
Right.
So that means you know that it's not repaired, according to you.
Right.
It's not repaired. He just slapped paint on it. But
Right.
we still have a problem with this balcony. Right or wrong?
Correct.
I'm following your statements. So you know the balcony is not repaired. It just has a coating of paint. Your testimony. Why would you climb?
I didn't want to wake him up. I wanted
Wake him up?
I wanted to get inside because it was 4 a.m., Your Honor. I have a final at 9 a.m. that day.
You didn't have any of your roommates' phone numbers?
I tried calling them. In the library, you don't get service, and none of them were answering. It was just
You
going
said they
right.
weren't in the library.
No, I think they were in the library pulling all-nighters as well.
I thought you went back to the library and checked.
I did, but it's a big library, Your Honor. It's not like a one room.
Ooh,
It's multi-levels and...
I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Sterner is not responsible for these damages. It's your own negligence. You were not using the balcony in the manner intended. You got to pull to climb up on the balcony. You noticed that it was giving, but you kept going.
I was too far to turn back, Your Honor.
Well-
It was either fall and get hurt or go for it and try to make it up the balcony before it fell.
And let the truck get hurt.
It happened, yeah, unfortunately.
That was a decision you made.
Coming up,
You have your truck parked there in a space that is where it shouldn't be. That's also assuming risk.
Right.
You have a parking stall that you didn't park in.
But
That's your decision and your assumption of the risk parking your truck under a raggedy balcony that you say was raggedy when you moved in.
Justice with Judge Mablean. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Fabian Mayer, who is suing Parker Sterner for $2,370.
You used the balcony in a manner that it shouldn't be used. You had his phone number. You could have called him. He was going to charge you probably for having to make you another key. That was $75.
right. Well, Your Honor,
But the damage to your truck was $1,000+. Is
Right.
$75 cheaper?
it is, but
And secondly, you have your truck parked there in a space that is where it shouldn't be. That's also assuming risk.
right.
You have a parking stall that you didn't park in.
But
That's your decision and your assumption of the risk parking your truck under a raggedy balcony that you say was raggedy when you moved in.
right, and we have the document saying that the balcony should have been repaired before we moved in.
Okay, I got that. I saw that. Now, that's why I asked Mr. Sterner, where did he have proof that the balcony was repaired?
I repaired it myself, Your Honor.
Okay, so where's the proof?
The proof would be in the balcony.
You didn't have any before and after pictures?
I come here today, Your Honor, and I'm telling you, Your Honor, I went over there and I repaired it with my own hands.
Okay, on your own inventory checklist, it says needs minor repairs to the wood at commencement of occupancy. Now, I can't tell because somebody wrote all across the line into the termination of occupancy fell apart due to termite damage, owner at fault. Is that your writing?
That is, Your Honor.
Oh, and that's written all the way across. Commencement of occupancy and termination of occupancy.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, my handwriting is a little
No,
big.
sorry, you didn't. This is not an honest thing because there's a section that says commencement of occupancy, and you're supposed to write the condition of things. There's a section that says termination of occupancy, you're to write the condition of things. And yours on balcony is written in all the way across, and I don't know when it was written in.
Coming up.
This guy's a slumlord. He
This guy is not a
basically
slumlord.
He made me pay for the balcony because he didn't fix
Okay,
it.
look. You got a checklist before. Needs to fix leaks. At the commencement. At the end, termination, you write okay.
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Fabian Mayer, who is suing Parker Sterner for $2,370.
How do I know all of that wasn't written in afterwards?
Because we filled it out when we moved out. It was already...
How you fill it out when you moved out? When there's a part that you have to fill in at commencement of occupancy,
Right,
to
that
check
was-
to make sure everything is okay.
That was the beginning when we stated that wood needs repaired. When we moved out, that's when I wrote it fell apart.
Under your commencement of occupancy, this statement of balcony goes all the way over to termination of occupancy. It doesn't stay in the commencement of occupancy column.
I ran out of room.
And you should have written it somewhere else. Because he didn't sign that. Only you signed that. How do I know when that was written in?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I mean, this guy's a slumlord. He
This guy is not a
basically
slumlord.
He made me pay for the balcony because he didn't fix
Okay,
it.
look. You got a checklist before. Needs to fix leaks. At the commencement. At the end, termination, you write okay.
Right.
So why couldn't you have done what was here and that it was never done there? And say needs to repair, never done. You said fell apart due to termite control. That's your statement, no
Right.
one else.
Well, I had someone look at
I'm not going to order him to pay for your car because you had your truck damaged because you had it parked there.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. Promotional consideration provided by. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
I am going to order him to refund the deposit, and the reason I'm ordering you to refund the deposit is because you violated the terms of the lease. The lease specifically states that if you don't refund the deposit, you have to refund it within 30 days. You did not refund it within 30 days. You're supposed to give him a written statement of all of the reasons why you're not refunding the deposit. You're supposed to itemize the cost thereof and refund the deposit within 30 days under the terms of your lease. You did not do that. So I'm going to order you to refund his deposit of $1,000. And that's the order of the court. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,000.
You should be ashamed of yourself in the way you keep your rental properties. If I was leaning against that balcony, that could have been my life. Thank God it was just my truck.
You shouldn't have gotten your deposit back, but I'm glad you're gone. You were a complete nuisance.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.